What if we compare entry-price running shoes to high-end ones? Let's take Nike Quest 6, which costs $80, and Nike Vomero 18, priced at $150. It's quite clear that the more expensive option will be better, but by how much? And in what areas exactly? Let's take a closer look. First, I want to highlight the extra foam material on the back of Quest 6. It really elevates the experience of taking the shoes off. Other than that, just 20 grams of useless foam. The shoe is already slightly lighter than Vomero, and without this excess, it could be even more so. Maybe even classified as a racing shoe, but not this time. Now let's talk about the disappointment in one of these shoes. Lockdown. Unfortunately, the heel counter in Quest 6 doesn't hold as it should. There's slight heel slippage. Not a problem for daily use, but far from ideal for running. Some extra details on the front and midfoot might mitigate this, but overall it's still not enough. Vomero, on the other hand, gets it right. Reinforcements on the front, reinforcements in the midfoot, and a stiff heel counter. Everything needed for a secure fit. These shoes hold tight on any foot and meet all the demands of a proper running shoe. Let's touch on something they have in common: ventilation. At first glance, Vomero seems to have a better quality mesh with more perforations and breathable zones, but in reality, it's more of a design trick. Looking closer, the materials and execution are the same, resulting in identical ventilation levels. Pretty average. That said, average ventilation is actually a good thing, making these shoes suitable for both hot and cold weather. So while the rating is a 3, it's still solid for running. Next is cushioning and bounce. Here the difference is obvious. Vomero features significantly more advanced foam materials. Soft, cushioned, bouncy. It easily supports heavier runners, returns energy with every step, and makes running more enjoyable. Quest? Not so much. No bounce, a dull ride, lower cushioning levels. Big runners should probably avoid them. However, for experienced and advanced runners, it's still a solid setup for training. Bounce isn't necessary for training, and excessive cushioning can even be a drawback for them. Next one is interesting: comfort. Despite one shoe costing twice as much, the setup is nearly identical. Same insole, same interior, same mesh. It's not a cutting-edge execution with seamless connections and modern innovations, but it's also not bad. These are solid, time-tested components. No need for an upgrade if the existing formula works. However, the lack of lockdown mentioned before contributes a bit here, lowering Quest's rating. Next is stability. Quest has the edge in stability. Lower stack height, stiffer foam, no bounce, no wobbling at all. Vomero, with its high stack and bouncy foam, has a bit of movement. A slight shift left on one step, a slight shift right on the next. Not extreme, but enough to be noticeable. While some design elements try to compensate, it's not enough for beginners with unstable or weak ankles. Next, quickly about durability, Quest will likely last longer. The mesh is the same, but its stiffer foam won't lose features over time, because it doesn't have any to lose. Vomero's softness, however, will degrade with every run. Both shoes have a good grip. However, the deeper tread on Vomero gives it a slight advantage. On sandy hills, I felt less slippage, so I'd recommend it more for challenging routes. On pavement, though, they perform the same, and as a result, these shoes don't last that long. Let's cover transition. Vomero has a rocker design, making every step feel like gliding. Your landing is controlled and you smoothly roll into your push-off. It's a very enjoyable feeling. Some might argue that rockers weaken natural foot muscles, and they'd be right. If you're an experienced runner looking to improve, this might not be ideal for you. Quest, on the other hand, is simple. A completely standard ride, no special effects, pretty boring, but that's actually good for training. Here's the full rating breakdown. As expected, Vomero scores higher and deserves it. While both shoes have the same mesh, the midsole materials and construction make all the difference. Vomero is best suited for beginners, heavier runners, and anyone looking for comfort and fun in their runs. However, it's not designed for racing or intense training. Quest is a budget-friendly option, still solid for training, providing everything needed for running. However, beginners and heavier runners should probably stay away due to its weak lockdown and lower cushioning. Honestly, this was a bad comparison. These shoes just don't belong in the same category. I'll try to pick a better matchup next time.